Okay, this video is to show the students in the class that's coming up for the Tree of Life how to do the circle on the front of their gourd. First thing you're going to need to do is you need to measure out 5 inches. So, let me turn around so I can see what I'm doing because you don't need to see what I'm doing yet. Alright, so you just start and you just I'm doing a 5-inch diameter circle on this piece of paper. So you just do the 5 inches. Alright. And to be able to find the center of it, since you're doing a large piece of paper, I actually do it like this. I fold the paper back till I get the corner of my circle, my line, on both sides. That way you ain't got to be so particular about drawing it. And then I fold that in half and line the edges up so that you can see the edges. And when I do that, that gives me my center. Alright? Then I take a compass and I put a hole with the pointy part in, and then I adjust this compass out to the edge of my line. And I don't try to go all the way around because you have too much trouble with things slipping. So I just put it back in the hole again. And that way you have it. For those who don't have a compass, there's an alternative you can use. You can take a piece of paper and a string and you put it on here like this. Push it all the way down. Take a straight pin and put it through the cord. I'm gonna beat their tails. Our grandyoungers are banging at the door while we're trying to do this darn thing. The hardest part is getting the stupid thing caught up in the pen. Right. And then you can draw your line like that. So you don't have to have a compass, it's just easier. And then you just turn around and you do it the same way. You spin this around like I did before. And you bring your string around. Keep your pen in place so you don't start in a different spot. Hook your pencil. And then you can go over it again. Okay? So that's an alternative to using the compass. So once you've got that done, all you have to do then is just pick it up and cut it out. So cut your circle out. And it's not got to be perfect because you're going to be cutting this thing out on your gourd, so it's not going to be so smooth and fancy whenever you're doing that. Alright, now then, for your gourd, what you need to do is, you need to measure at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches below where you're going to start your, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to put a rim treatment that's touching the Tree of Life. So you've got to go down below it. And I normally go 1 inch, 1.5 inches, but because this bowl is not really, really long and not really tall, I'm only going to go 1 inch, okay? And that means that when we do the rim treatment at the end, you'll do about 1/4 inch rim treatment or a 1/2 inch rim treatment. And that way you have plenty of room to put the embossing around the edges after you get your bowl colored. Alright, so now we know where we're going to put it. We can take the circle that we created and we put it on here. And I use stuff that's called Instant Tacky. Teachers use it all the time on their walls and stuff, so it doesn't damage the walls at the schoolhouse because the principals and stuff don't like that too good. But the stuff is really cool. It takes forever to use it up because I just reuse it over and over. And all you do is just take a few pieces and stick them here and there on your paper. You know, you don't have to be particular where you put it, just make it stick to the paper. And if you got a real round gourd, you may have to put more on there, just because you got to try to hold it around the edge. All right, And then you put it up under the edge where your line is. And then you just rub it down and it holds it in place. That stuff is really cool to use. It's easy to take off too. And then all I do is just take it and then you just start drawing your line in a circle around it. With that tacky stuff holding it in place, you don't have to worry about the paper slipping off of there. You can just keep moving around with it and just wrinkle it down as you need to get your circle drawn. And then you have it. And it peels right off. And what doesn't, you just pull it off easily. And then you don't have anything left on your gourd to leave a mess. All right. At that point, you can go back and you can darken your circle up if you need to see it a little bit better before you start cutting it. And you can see it's going around the edge near the bottom. I know some people are worried about, you know, their tree of life going around the bottom of the bowl. We're cutting out that part of the gourd that makes it round. So you're going to have almost like a flat spot on your bowl once we get done. I mean, it's not going to be rounded like this once we cut it out. And your tree of life is going to be sort of flattening out. So that's not going to look like it's going around the bottom of the bowl at that point. It's going to be a little easier to see it. All right. You're going to have to cut it out. Before you can cut it out, you've got to have a starter hole. Whether you use a Proxxon or a regular jigsaw, you've got to have a starter hole. I use a heavy-duty X-Acto knife. Some people can use the thinner ones, but I use the thicker one. They're in the model car section at Hobby Lobby. They're like $3 or $4. And I use it for everything. The only thing I can't get new blades, but these blades last forever. And what you do is you go just inside your circle and you start a hole. And you have to get a hole all the way through. Because what you're trying to do is make a hole big enough for the Dremel bit or the Proxxon or your jigsaw bit to fit through there. It's got a place to start. Because those jigsaws are not plunge. You've got to give them a hole. And this is just the easiest way I've found to do it. It's just to cut it out like this. And then you have it. So I'm making it a little bigger than I probably needed to so I can make sure you guys could see the hole. But that's